Enid. Thank you for joining me on today's edition of Community Talk. I'm Ashley Craig, Executive Assistant, Triangle Insurance Company. Also, I sit on the board as Secretary for the Great Land Run Education Foundation. And I'm joined here today with Dr. Floyd, Superintendent of Enid Public Schools, and Mr. Tilley, Superintendent of Chisholm Public Schools. We're here to tell you a little bit about the 2017 Great Land Run. So, Mr. Floyd, can you tell us a little bit about the run this year?
Sure. Well, as most people probably already know, each year Enid, Oklahoma celebrates the Cherokee Strip Land Run with a 5K, a 10K, and then this year for 2017 we have an inaugural half marathon as well. And in years past, the run has been on the same day as the Cherokee Strip Parade, but in order to accommodate the half marathon that was added, then we needed to change the date. So this year's race will be held on Saturday, September the 23rd. The half marathon will start at 7 a.m. and the 5K and the 10K run will start at 7:30 a.m. The start and finish lines will be on Independence Avenue between Maple and Elm, and the participants can pick up their packets the Friday afternoon prior to the race or on race day, which will be again September the 23rd, from 6 to 6:45 if you wait till that day to pick up your packet. And you do that inside the Triangle Business Center lobby the day of the race. And then also we'll be ready to help those that want to wait to register on the day of the race that morning as well. So those interested in running or even walking, if they want to do that, can visit our website to register and find additional information, including a course map, and that can be found at www.greatlandrun.com. We're also very proud of the fact that the run has evolved from in the beginning, a beginning point of 70 runners and raising $1,500 to now it's evolved to 400 runners, and to date has raised over $524,000, and that money is split between Enid Public Schools and Chisholm, which we are very appreciative of. But this year we've set a goal of hopefully having 450 runners, and we hope to reach that this year. We very definitely want to thank Triangle Insurance Company for again stepping up to be the title sponsor in 2017. And we also want to thank our other very supportive sponsors, including Academy Sports, Grondyke Transport, Henson Construction, Central National Bank, Security National Bank, C&B Center, Northcuts, St. Mary's Regional Medical Center, Stewart Nissan, Johnson Seed Company, Envirotech Engineering, and also No Man's Land Beef Jerky.
Very good. Mr. Tilley, can you tell us about the Great Land Run Education Foundation?
Sure. The Great Land Run Education Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit comprised of representatives from Chisholm Public Schools, Enid Public Schools, the Enid Running Club, and Triangle Insurance Company. All the funds that are donated to the Great Land Run are tax deductible, and 100% of the proceeds from the race are divided between Enid Public Schools and Chisholm Public Schools, as Dr. Floyd mentioned earlier. The funds raised have allowed both schools to buy a lot of additional technology for the classroom in the form of smart boards, digital cameras, iPads, lots of wireless type devices, laptops. These have been invaluable to our classroom and to our students. Educating our community's youth is essential, and the Great Land Run Foundation is proud to help make that difference. So we want to encourage everyone to come out and participate on September 23rd.
Very good. Will we see either of you down there Saturday morning?
We'll be there.
Very good. Very good.
I won't be running, but I'll be there. Yeah.
Me either. I'll be there to help. And the Enid Running Club has been great to help us plan this, and so they're a joy to work with. Now, you sit on the board of the Great Land Run Education Foundation as well. How long have you been a part of that?
Well, this starts my 4th year as superintendent of schools here in Enid, and so I've been involved ever since I came. And it's a great event, a great board, and we're very appreciative of the monies that come our way to help kids. And as Mr. Tilley said, it's historically gone to help both of our districts in regard to technology, but recently, since we've now passed a couple of bond issues that helped us with technology, and we're one-to-one school district. We've, over the last year or two, geared those funds towards STEM-related programs, science, technology, engineering, and math, and we're very appreciative of the monies that come our way.
Very good. How about you, Mr. Tele? Any thing that your money has gone to that you would like to mention?
Well, I think in the last couple of years, we've focused on iPads and Chromebooks. We use the Chromebooks and the Google Classroom platform a lot in our classrooms. It's something our teachers are very familiar with, and it's very good for our kids, so the Chromebooks have been invaluable.
Very good. Well, Dr. Floyd, you mentioned it's not too late to register, so we hope to see you all there. Support the Enid Public Schools, Chisholm Public Schools, and thank you for joining us on today's Community Talk.
Hi, I'm Leslie Newell with Junior Welfare League. Come shop at Return Engagement at 123 North Grand in downtown Enid and watch for us on Community Talk.
Hello, Enid. Welcome back to Community Talk. I'm Jan Laster, and I'm interviewing Quinn Shay Tucker today. Quinn Shay, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
Quinn Shay, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, my name is Quinn Shay Tucker, and I am a licensed mental health therapist here in Enid, Oklahoma. And for the past 2 years, I have been working diligently on a program for prevention of suspension and also an alternative to suspension. And the title of my program is titled the Relate, Release, Resolve, Your Anger Educational Program, and that's what I'm really here to talk about.
Can you describe your services?
Yes, I work with families. I also work with individuals. We do group, but my main target is to work with youth. So I usually work with children from about ages 5 to about 18.
Do you have any competitors right now with the same program?
As of right now, no, I do not. Right now, my program is currently under patent pendency, and so as of right now, I do not know of any alternative to suspension type of educational programs.
Where do you want your program to go, and can you see it growing in the future once you get it started?
Yes, I do. This program is very unique. The reason why it's unique is this program allows the opportunity for each and every one of the awesome school teachers here, and as well as the principals here in Enid, Oklahoma, to have an alternative to refer these children to that have anger issues. For an example, my program, the prevention part of my program is geared toward, this program is a 3-day program, and so what happens is if a principal or a teacher sees a kid that may have potential anger issues, they're able to refer this child to a 3-day program, possibly before they even get suspended. And then where it becomes an alternative to suspension is that if a child is placed into a 3-day suspension, oftentimes they're set into a classroom, where during that time in that classroom, they're not usually really working through that problem, and this program allows those kids to, rather than being in a 3-day cuticle, they're able to come to this 3-day program and get the therapeutic intervention as far as working through your anger, understanding your anger, while implementing physical activity, as well as still having that school environment feel, because there's other students that will be attending the program as well.
What is the most important strength your program have?
I think the most important strength that my program has is the very last day of my program, for about an hour and a half, parents and the students that participated will have an opportunity to spend about an hour and a half talking. This right here is really a strong strengthening in the program, because it allows the parents to be able to intermingle with the students as well as other parents. And what is also so awesome is that I have ran across so many different parents in my career as being a therapist that has actually gotten to physical contact with other parents because of something that happened with their issues at school with their students. And so this gives an opportunity for the parents and the students to come together and be able to talk about different things that they can better, be able to give ideas how they can come together as a community. The students, it may be 2 students that got into a physical physical altercation and was both referred to the 3-day program. At that time, they will be able to have what they call a peace treaty, and where they'll be able to get together throughout that whole time. But during that time, they can speak to each other. The parents can speak to each other. And so you're able to really resolve that issues or those issues that may be plaguing on those families that are not able to be resolved when a child is simply sent to ISP.
Can you carefully explain how your personnel will contribute to the strength of your program?
Well, my personnel will be, we'll have a student, we'll have some student teachers. We'll also be having a few therapists that'll be working in the program, and some of physical instructors as far as your yoga instructor, people that'll be working with the children with the behavioral punching bag and things like that. And so I think that my personnel will be able to strengthen the program, and that they will also be getting training before the program kicks off. And so they will have that knowledge, that confidence to be able to put this program out the way I've created it. And I think that that will be the strengthening of that. And then, like I say, they'll always continue to get additional training, but they'll get personal training before they even start.
Also, Quinn Shay, what techniques will you be using to show the effectiveness of your program?
Well, I use cognitive behavioral. What this program does, once again, kind of reiterating, it works with the cognitive as well as the behavioral. And so, for an example, we have the punching bag. This is my behavior chart. And what it is, the children will be able to, in syncly, you will punch the bag a certain amount of times. But while you're doing that, you'll be answering some of the questions as of up here. For an example, the instructor will say, okay, while you guys are in here individually, while you're punching the bag, why are you here? What is your purpose? And I think that that stands a lot for the program. It just gives an opportunity for the student to work cognitively as well as behaviorally about the issues as to why they're there.
That's great. What system will you use to identify students that may be repeating the program that's coming in?
Well, you come in, what it is that, like I said, 3-day program. The kids will come in, they'll sign in, and the way that I will keep track on that, the effectiveness of it is, will that child appear again that year? Was that 3-day? This 3-day program was enough to equip them with the information that they need, the cognitive structure that they need to be able to work through anger in the classroom setting? Do they have those tools? And how I will be able to evaluate that will be, like I said, for an example, when they come in, do they ever come back to the program that whole year? Is it some kids that the principal and the educational people in the school system can say, hey, this child was suspended 5 times last year. However, we noticed that this year, when they came to do the 3-day program, we've noticed no suspension for the rest of the year. And so that'll be kind of a way that I deal with that. So,
can you tell me right now, or it may be too early, how many employees are you planning on having in your program?
I will roughly have, I think we'll need about 12 employees. Each accomplishment, it should be about roughly 20 to 30 children I should be able to house per those 3 days. And so we should be needing about roughly between 15 and 20 staff, and because they're going to different accomplishments is what we call them, which is steps, but I call them accomplishments. And so with that being said, that's about how much we'll need to be able to appropriately conduct the program.
Okay, and so do you already have a location or a building or a facility in mind where you will be locating before it actually get in the school system, if the school system will accept a program like this?
Well, I do not have anything right now in concrete on where I'm going to have the program. That's the reason why I'm coming out on the air, to let everyone know that this is an awesome opportunity for Enid to get something that's not out anywhere. And I think that by me coming out here expressing this, it will give so much information to the educational world that, hey, let's help this young lady get a place to get this open. This gives back, like I said, once to the educational department. I want the great teachers of Enid and the principals to say, hey, you know what? We have another outlook now. Now it doesn't have to be let's put these kids in in-school suspension. Now we have a way to say, hey, we can maybe possibly prevent this child from getting suspended, because we have a place now that we can see Johnny, for an example, that has anger issues. Well, rather than we waiting for him to get suspended, we now have a program that we can refer this child to. And all the parents that is able to have confidence in what I'm trying to do and see that there's so much anger with the students in the school system, and that there needs to be an alternative outside of in-school suspension.
And also, could you please tell me what age group will qualify for this program? Are we going to start with the little ones all the way up to high school, or will it just start middle school, or what age group?
Well, right now I'm going to start with middle school and high school to kind of see, how the program runs. I really know that elementary has a lot of anger issues as well, but I also know when we get into the middle school and high school age students, we're talking a lot more about, the internet, peer pressure, being bullied so much at a high level. And yes, it does happen in elementary, but I really feel like right now it's really important to target the middle school and high school. But yes, the relevancy for it to start at an early age is very needed, and that's exactly where I want to continue once we get it started with the middle students in high school.
Okay, I've got one more question, and I was just kind of wanting to know, I noticed that you have different props. Now with your punching bag, will you have so many punching bags for each student, or how will you have your program set up?
Well, quickly, the way the program is set up is the students will come in. It's set up about the same time as the regular school hours, and what they would do, they will come in, and in the first accomplishment, a kid has an opportunity to go to either three things. You can either go to the punching bag, and the punching bag is, like I said, once again, is set up very strategically the way the children use the punching bags. It's just not punching to be punching. It's punching with a cause, which means we're implementing our cognitive as we're punching. Once they get through with that, they'll spend approximately 15 minutes doing that. Then they'll move on to what we call the therapeutic basketball technique. And the therapeutic basketball technique will also be implementing kind of the same things, but working with life. For an example, the basketball implements one's life. And when the children are bouncing that basketball, we'll be talking about life. And if that child loses control of that ball, it's kind of like sometimes losing control of life, and you kind of bring that back into order. So that's kind of some of the things they can do. And then I also have what they call a 5-way cognitive leaping exercise. And that is when a child has, you're in kind of a squatting position, and you're jumping, leaping in 4 different directions, and that's also working with confidence, understanding those defeating thinking thoughts and things of that sort. Also, if you see back here, each child will be going to a classroom where we will be working on what they call therapeutic mannequin dolls, which is something also I created. What this therapeutic mannequin doll represents is what one could often thinks, especially as young children. I mean, we're dealing with self-control. We're dealing with cussing. Children are being annoyed. We need to work on focus, on not hitting, on not kicking. And so these therapeutic dolls will be also something that they will be working with as far as understanding their thinking and actually being able to look at their thoughts on a doll. And that's what we're doing with that.
Well, Ms. Quinn Shay, it's been a pleasure, and I've enjoyed every minute of it, the knowledge that you have, and I hope this is a program that we will see all over the world. And I want to thank you today for coming out, and I want to thank Community Talk for having us.
Well, thank you.
Hi, my name is Blake Recknagel, and I'm with Gaslight Theater. I'm one of the instructors with Gaslight Kids Drama Camp, and you can find us on Facebook or at gaslighttheater.org. Check us out on Community Talk.